61 at three-quarter time, having kicked 5 goals to 1 in that quarter, coming off a 7-goal to 3 third term. So big finish for a lot of these Casey players trying to put their hand up for Melbourne selection. The Demons in action on Friday night. And, of course, St Kilda playing later today, but against Richmond next week. They've got guys like Ryder, Leo Connolly, who had some concussions in the pre-season, on the road back here as well. As we'll have a secondary bounce. Casey have advanced this probably 10 metres closer to goal. Ryder trying to tap that one down to Hodgson. And Hodgson's wrapped up again by White. Skipper's had a pretty good day with a couple of majors. Majak Dor up in the ruck there. Owens paddles it out into a bit of space. Tried to get boot to ball, ended up gathering it and hand-passing it to Geary, who gave it off towards Peris, who showed some of that dash that's in the family name. Drives it forward to Locke, who takes the mark inside the centre square. He's got a runner out on this side of the ground, which is where he'll deliver it towards Seaton. So Seaton in a similar position, but on the left half forward flank, takes advantage of the man on the mark rule and delivers nicely inside 50 to a leading target, and an opportunity for a shot at goal here from about 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle to Hennis, Cody Hennis. With the cleanest they've moved the ball for a while, Sandringham, through the middle and then across half forward. Hennis 35 metres out, slide angle, starts it right, sneaks it inside and gets the goal. So first blood in the last quarter going the way of Sandringham, 7-7-49, Casey 16-8-104, 55 points the margin.
Take a look at some of the stats coming out of three-quarter time and early in this last quarter. The highest-ranked player on the ground is Mitch Brown. He's kicked the 4 goals. He's taken 11 marks. Having an outstanding game is Mitch Brown. Luke Dunstan, who's probably snuck up there. He was quite earlier in the first half, but against, in a way, his old team, has 20 touches now for the day, as does James Munro. For Casey, Toby Bedford, the 3 goals and 12 disposals. Paddy Ryder, now the highest-ranked Zebra on the ground. He's had it 11 times, had 22 hit-outs as well, taken 7 marks. And he's been good. He's had plenty of game time today as well, Paddy Ryder. So St Kilda fans will probably be happy with how he's gone today. Such an important cog in that Saints lineup. As Dor just hacked it forward. Seaton surely did not dispose of that. Umpire pays the advantage. Eventually held up Dunstan. Then decided, yep, I've got the space. I've got the open goal. We've seen that a little too often today for Casey from a Sandringham perspective. A very, very easy goal from point-blank range.
Yeah, and Dunstan would have enjoyed that one as well, as he played a lot of games for Sandringham in the last couple of years. But yeah, I know they were asking the question. Certainly Seaton, he thought that he was held too long. The umpire said, no, you didn't get rid of it correctly. That's why you were held too long. So holding the ball was the first of those free kicks. And then the advantage largely up to the player in that situation. So Casey out now by that 10-goal margin again, 61 points. See Wiedemann just down in front of us doing some stretches and loosening up. It'll be interesting if Casey do put a couple away. We thought they were going to do that with Melksham at three-quarter time, but he's back out on the ground, given it a 5-day break before Melbourne's next game. Dor wins that tap out of the path of Dunstan, who will gather, try to turn back inside, ends up flicking the ball along. Tackle there by Hodgson, and we'll have a bounce. North Melbourne by 18 points, halfway through the last quarter of their AFL clash with the West Coast. White there drops the ball in the tackle, and the umpire, despite White having his back to him, was able to spot that. Owens gets the free kick, can certainly lay a tackle, gives it off to Geary. Former St Kilda captain, chips the ball out wide again. Allison over the top. So Sandringham slowly building. Kick this towards a contest at half forward, poorly directed, and the easy defensive mark taken. They'll switch it out here. They've got Melksham, who should be the next link in the chain, takes it on the half-back flank, He'll chip it into the centre square where the mark is taken by McVee. Gives the hand pass to the running Melksham, who came past for the 1-2. Drives it deep inside. Brown hands to it, couldn't take the mark. At the full, Geary trying to work his way out of that, and the umpire will call for a bounce.
110 playing 49 here at Casey Fields. It's a 61-point ball game. Ball thrown up. Goonan's in ruck against the rider. Just popped up for Geary. He's kicked it and go too far, though. Maybe a chance here for the Demons once more. It's Melksham from 50. Left foot's on its way towards the square. No mark can be taken by Brown. Ended up on the deck. It's through for a minor score. Margin's up to 62 points in favour of Casey. Looking at a pretty strong win here in round one.
Allison plays on this time from the kick in, drives it long. Owens read the bounce well, fed the hand pass in. It'll come towards Locke, who marks it on the wing position. Got Ryder at centre half forward. He kicks it longer than that towards Kyle, and it ends up landing between the two and the intercept mark. Elksham will place that out into the path there of Goonan, but the kick was poorly directed. Seaton hand passes it through to Geary. Geary will chip it over the top to Kyle, standing out where he was a few moments ago. Coming past there is Bain. Bain's kick close to the boundary line. A chance for Geary to run onto it 55 metres out. He'll pop it over the top towards a leading target, and the mark is Spilt. Stumbling into the ball there from Carey. It ends up coming out towards Hodgson, who gets a good bend on that ball and hits the post. Threatened to come back, but not enough. And he's a little bit sore after kicking that ball as well, Hodgson. Looks like cramp more than anything, so he's just trying to work that one out at the moment, so more cramp than an injury.
McVee going short to Rosman. He'll go just as short to Tom Freeman. One of only 7 VFL listed Casey Demons out there today is Freeman. It's been largely the difference. Sandringham relying pretty heavily on their VFL list today against 16 AFL players, and it's pretty telling in this contest. It's a 61-point ball game at Casey Fields. Ball thrown in. Casey will play Essendon at Casey Fields next week on Saturday. Sandringham hosting Richmond on Sunday at Trevor Barker Oval. Demons have a few numbers across half-back, one of them being Milford. Melksham was under some pressure. Milford going back. They will eventually clear out by foot. Ryder almost took out the Casey trainer there. It's gone out of play, boundary throw in.
He was on his way off the ground too, Ryder, replaced by Max Heath. They might wrap him up now. We'll see if they do put him back out onto the ground. We'll work back in. Heath winning that tap down, but Munro another possession. It was intercepted. Windhager to Owens over the top towards Locke. Locke looking for a runner coming past. In plenty of space there, it's Connolly. Normally uses it well. Chips that up. Dean Kent in from the side, but flying high over the top. Rosman takes the mark of the day. Good grab floating over the pack. Chips the kick out wide to Baker. 9 minutes, or approaching 9 minutes in the last quarter. Low flat ball's an ugly one. Doesn't clear defensive 50. They try to work it towards Windhager. It won't quite carry. Munro tried to go off the ground. It's a free kick as Moniz Wakefield continues the ball on up towards the wing position towards Van Rooyen. Goes further afield to Brown. Brown's got another link in the chain in Wiedemann. 55 metres out. Half forward flank. So Munro's pushed down to the goal square. He won't go in that direction. He'll centre it up to McVee. Pops it over the top. And they'll try to measure this one in towards the pocket. Getting a hand to that was Donnell. And then close to the line, Hayes sees it over for a throw-in. 20 around from the Casey goal, where they lead by 61.
Yeah, so Paddy Ryder again. Casey is done for today. 25 hit-outs. He had 11 disposals, kicked a goal, 7 marks. So a pretty good day out for Paddy Ryder, who is currently on the pint. Boundary throw in. Wiedemann illegally getting rid of his man in the ruck contest, the free kick.
In fact, I think the non-controlling umpire has spotted something there.
Yeah, that's happened a lot today.
Yeah.
So it actually will be a Casey free kick to Sam Wiedemann. It's been hard to spot
He's
exactly
come down
what
from
these
the
free
middle
kicks
and
have been for.
I think he's paid that. It's an interesting one. Hasn't paid it against the ruck, but it's gone to the ruck, if that makes sense.
He's had a relatively quiet day today, Sam Wiedemann. 11th disposal coming up. 4 hit-outs, 1 goal. All right, football just poked at it a little too much, and it does just cross the line, does it? We'll have a conversation, I think. No, the umpire says it's a Casey ball. Surely it wasn't a mark. Might be a free kick for Mitch Brown.
Yeah, it definitely didn't mark it. Interesting to see what the stat sheet credits it as, but he's now kicked 5.
5 goals, 3. Contributing to that 18-9 now for Casey. Margin out to 67 points. The women won by 89 earlier today. Let's see if the men can match that.
Couple of changes for Sandy. Since Paddy Ryder might be the early shower for him, he's on the exercise bike at the moment, just keeping the legs loose. So Dunstan, Munro, 21 possessions, Baker 20, Connolly 18, Smith and White 18, and then Owens and Windhager, a couple of the youngsters with 17. Mitch Brown up to 17 now to go with the 12 marks and the 5 goals to this stage. So back in the middle, Max Heath against Van Rooyen. Perfect bounce on that occasion. Van Rooyen working that one forward towards Goonan. They stepped through some traffic and some high contact. It would have been holding the ball had that not have happened, but high contact before that tackle. Free kick going here to Woden. Woden will drive another inside 50. It was an awkward ball to mark. Another helicopter inside. And the umpire will call for a bounce. Quick kick out of the ruck, down towards the goal square, and Brown again. So it was Wiedemann that dragged it down onto the left boot, swung it up towards the top of the goal square. And what a day this man has had. Mark number 13.
Looks to make his way back into the AFL
and he
side,
should be able to kick goal number 6
to go here.
from about 20 metres out on a slight angle. Benefits of playing in front. And he's put on an aerial clinic.
Competition early
so it's been a fair old journey for him over the course of his career, and he pops that through for another 6 goals, 3 on the day to Mitch Brown, and Casey get their 19th, 19-9, 123 to 7-8-50, a 73-point ball game.
They might be on track to match the women's margin earlier today, which was 89 points for Casey over the Southern Saints. Wow, what a time to be a Demon. Great start to their new VFL campaign for Casey. AFL list for Melbourne in such great shape that they've got 16 AFL listed players out here today. It's in stark contrast to the St Kilda / Sandringham situation, Darren.
Yeah, well, with obviously a host of players, obviously Zach Jones unavailable, plus the injuries, the Oscar Adams suspension. They'd hold a couple of emergencies over for the Perth trip, in fairness, so might otherwise be 11.
Bounce down back in the middle. Bounce will favour Heath. It took a while for Daw to get there. I'll get the clearance here to Demons. A high ball by Laurie. Jaron Geary's underneath. Taking the mark for Sandringham. Down the line for Hodgson. Just wants to slow the tempo down a little bit. There's Nick Hodgson. Disposal number 13 coming up for him. No mark could be taken at the 4. Was Laurie. He fumbled though. Goonan. Tackled by Owens. Spun in the tackle, in fact. Umpire took a long time to allow Goonan to dispose of it, which he did in the end, and Geary's happy to see it out of play. And there had been a lot of free kicks paid earlier in the game, but perhaps now they've been put away.
Unless he lost the P in the whistle or something.
Halfway through this final term, it's a 73-point lead for Casey.
And the ball on our broadcast wing. Heath and Dorr. Dorr's used to the body good. Owens couldn't pick it up. Melksham could. It comes to Munro. Munro fends off Connolly with strength. Spearing ball. Half volley goes through Donnell. Causes a bit of a problem there. They try to hand pass it back towards White. There was Wakefield. Moniz Wakefield at the bottom of it. Couldn't get it out of there. Van Rooyen laying the tackle and will end up having a bounce 25 around from the Casey goal.
James Munro's now had it 24 times today, leading ball getter on the ground.
So Wiedemann and Heath in the ruck there. It's taken out by Donnell, just getting the hands through towards Owens, wide of the Geary. Geary's chipping kick out will be intercepted, floating across there. Milford takes the mark. Bryce Milford. Called to play on as he steps off the line. Goes with the left up towards the top of the square. Wiedemann in from the side. Couldn't take the mark. And Hayes runs it over, sort of rugby style, across for a rust behind. So it is currently 19-10, 124 to 7-8-50.
Seaton gives it to Bain. Keeping it down the line. Kyle's underneath this one, but first to the ball. Not marking it, but first to it was Deacon Smith, who did take a couple of good marks in the first half. Sandringham ball. Bain. Short ball down the line. Kyle had a bit to do, but did get his kick forward. That's okay. Now Hodgson has it. Gives it off. Kyle again. A little chipper over the top's okay. Windhager. Kick and a half from home. The Zebras. They've only kicked 7 majors for the day. Windhager among those goal kickers. We go inside 50. Owens was caught behind. That's a really good mark, standing tall there, Tom Freeman.
Moves it down the line, up towards the middle of the ground. At the fall, if it gets through, Casey would have been away, but it will rebound back the other way. Inside 50 and leaping high to take the mark about 40 metres out. Kyle's kept working hard. Kept presenting, creating opportunities.
Hasn't seen too much of the ball. Disposal number 10 coming up.
Hasn't kicked all that well for goal, but he has had, I guess in a positive sense, this is his 4th shot. He's only had the one behind, 2 out in the full. Creating a few opportunities if he can straighten up. He'll kick here from 48 metres out. It's close to the man on the mark. Kicks that very high, and I reckon he's just scraped that through. He has, so he gets some reward at the end of a tough day at the office with his first goal, 8-8-56 to 19-10. 124 margin back to 68 points as Sandringham land their 8th.
Leading ball getters for the Zebras. Windhager's up to 19. Connolly has 18, as does Jaron Geary. Mitch Owens 17, and Nick Hodgson has 15. So all but Hodgson there on St Kilda's list. But it's James Munro, the VFL listed Casey Demon, leading the way with 24, having an outstanding game. Dunstan's had a strong second half as well, up to 21.
Always a noted ball winner, Luke Dunstan. He can certainly find it.
Some irony in the fact that he comes to the Demons, plays his first game in a Demons jumper in the VFL. It's against a whole bunch of former teammates. We've got a 666 infringement here. A warning is being given to Max Heath. The rule was at one point there'd be a free kick in the final term, but not anymore. Umpire throws it up. That's also in the rule book after a 666 warning. Demons are going to emerge. Another touch for Dunstan. Running away, left foot. Didn't want to blaze away for the shot. Running back with the flight. That's a very good mark by who else than Mitch Brown. 14 marks. He can go back for number 7. He's having a day out. Kick the last one around the corner. Does so again. 7 goals for Mitch Brown. Margin's out to 74 points.
Well, what a day. What a way to start the season as well. We've spoken a lot about his journey, Mitch Brown, through football, but dream start to him for the season. And just as key forwards go, if you look at the balance they've had in that lineup, so Majak Dawes spent a fair bit of time in the ruck, but Wiedemann, mixture of ruck and forward. They've had Van Rooyen, who's had little stints in the ruck, but spent most of the time forward, and Brown's been the constant anchor point in that forward line that they've built everything around, and he's had an outstanding day.
76 AFL games, only the 6 for Melbourne. I know it's a hard team to break into, but what more does he have to do at this level? I suppose
with Essendon and Geelong, obviously, as well, way back in the day. Had a lot of injuries too, as the kick went in his direction again. Here's Peris trying to run onto the loose ball there. Outside 50, the ball to be bounced. North Melbourne lead West Coast by 15 points in the dying stages of that contest. Been a very gallant effort from West Coast, admittedly against last year's wooden spooner, but given the incredibly tumultuous week they've had, even the day trying to figure out who was and wasn't available, as Goonan has a flying shot at goal. It's not going to have the carry. It's going to get marked deep in defence. Chance for Sandringham to drive the ball out towards Locke. Couldn't take the mark. Good hands coming through there by McVee towards Goonan, who chips it inside. And a mark on the lead to Van Rooyen again, who will line up for his third goal, which will be a nice return. So it's been the Brown show down there, but all of the tools have done their bit, and Van Rooyen has certainly done that.
8th mark for the day for Jacob Van Rooyen.
Kick 2 in the third term. On the approach here, will kick from about 40, and he's popped that one right through. No troubles at all. He's got 3. And that margin out to 80 points, 21-10, 136 to 8-8-56. Very, very commanding performance here. 22 minutes into the last term.
And we're 9 points away from matching the efforts of the VFLW side up here at Casey from earlier today against the Southern Saints. It's a combined winning margin right now of 169 points for the club for today.
It's a fair day's work on your home ground.
Of course, we're in the middle of the VFLW season in round 6 as we speak. And we're just getting started here in Smithy's VFL men's footy. A big round 1 win coming up for Casey. Door against Heath. Give that one to Heath. Locks in the ruck in the middle as well. Hand pass off, but it's turned over at half back. Relieving mark for the Demons is taken by McVee, and he'll go for a 50-metre dash. Umpire giving away the 50-metre penalty, which brings him from centre-half back to centre-half forward.
Takes him inside 50 and within scoring range as well.
Yep, the mark's going to be set about 46, I would say, with almost no angle whatsoever. To make it 86 points. He'll kick it from just outside the arc. McVee's kick is on the way. That was sprayed off the side of the boot. And probably lucky to sneak in for one.
Rare blemish. They've been pretty accurate in front of goal. 21-11 as the ball is worked out wide to Connolly, who takes the mark and keep on moving. Further afield there is Hayes, who will gather it on the bounce. Try to run away. Has to stop and prop. Track back around, gives the hand pass through towards Hodgson, who delivers neatly to half forward. Mark taken on the half volley. Windhager will drive that one deep. Ryder has come back out onto the ground, and he's been penalised for a push. He took the mark at the back. He certainly doesn't agree with the call. The free kick goes to Majak Dawes. Encouraging signs for Paddy Ryder, but he'd be frustrated to have given that free kick away. Casey will work it down the line. Wiedemann to fly against Ellison. Ellison with the spoil from the back, but Wiedemann goes and gets his own footy. Melksham, a little bit of a look-away hand pass. Ball comes through towards Woden, whose hand pass is knocked down and eventually over for a throw-in.
We've almost reached the 25-minute mark of this final term. 3 Demons off, 3 Demons on. Kay Chandler's out of the game. Started well earlier on. A couple of goals in the first quarter. I think it was the second quarter, Darren. We saw him come out of the game. Winhager going inside 50. Kyle didn't read it off the grounds all that well. Little shove for his trouble there, Deacon Smith. It's on the outer wing. Rosman tried to fashion a hand pass over the top. It didn't work out. Back in Sandringham hands now. Deep ball going inside 50, and that's a very, very good mark running back with the flight by Max Heath. He's been battling hard in the ruck all day.
Certainly had a crack. He was the dominant ruckman in the NAB League when he was playing last year. Was on St Kilda's list in the mid-season draft, but didn't spend a lot of time at the club. It was effectively recruited and then stuck to his schooling and his local footy, and now obviously getting tutored by the likes of Ryder and Rowan Marshall.
19 hit-outs today, coming up for his 10th disposal. Hasn't registered a score yet. Just to improve the percentage slightly, which he does, but only by 1 point. Hits the post, not for the first time today that we've seen the ball slam into the woodwork.
Margin back to 80, 21-11, 137 to 8-9, 57. 26 and a half minutes into the last quarter as Casey will bring this out short and wide, very close to the boundary line where Bedford takes the mark, having kicked 3 goals. Gives it off to a runner. It'll be hand passed over the top to Laurie, who feeds it further to Dunstan, who couldn't take it cleanly and is a little annoyed at himself. Stuck out the left mitt and just a slight fumble. So the ball tossed back in. Ryder with another turn in the ruck, but Dorr taps it straight down the throat of Dunstan. Beautiful ruck work towards Munro, who feeds it through. It'll come to Dunstan again, who's run down in the tackle. Umpire deeming he just got a disposal away. Stepping through there is Bain. Throws it onto the right foot, floating high in the air. Coming in from the side, doing well there to bring the ball to ground was Kyle. Dorr kicks from a standing start up towards Brown. Front and centre there is White. He can streak into the open goal, and he's missed. He went with the dribble kick. Took that a little bit too easy, did the skipper. And in the end, missed it pretty comfortably to the left. 21-12, 138. Plays 8-9, 57.
His eyes lit up as he was going for goal number 3. Couldn't convert. Zebra's ball on the outside. This is Donnell. Hepwell. Going down the line now, McHale. The Zebras, well, they've almost got it to the wing. Was there a little push there on, who was that? Marcus Winhager out there? There was. He'll go for a bit of a run, slip over, get back up. Deliver a pass forward overhead of Goy Lock, though. Demons able to work things out across half-back, and now it's in the hands of Taj Wowoden. Laurie. Chipping ball for McVie. Siren time not too far away. Can't come quick enough if you're a Zebra today. It's been all Casey all day long. Fumbling the ball out of play. It was a pretty tired Jacob Van Ruyen, I think.
Yeah, he's starting to cramp up quite badly too. He'll hobble back down to the forward line, but losing control of his right leg a little bit there. He's certainly battling. 29 minutes into the last quarter, they lead by 81 points. He's had a good day, as have a lot of his teammates. Ryder at the back. It's tapped away there by Goonan. The ball comes out towards Laurie, who will eventually pick it up. Hand pass back towards Goonan, who kicks from a standing start. Tracking back, trying to impact that contest was Bain. It's going to go back inside 50 via Wowoden. Into the pocket. At the back there was White. Little underground hand pass. Taken in traffic there by Milne, who drives a risky ball into the middle. A good intercept mark taken by Smith. Just flashed across the front, did Deacon Smith to take that grab. And he's had a very productive afternoon. They go back and have a shot for their 22nd. It'll be their 6th of the last quarter.
Yeah, 21 touches, now 10 marks for Deacon Smith today.
Can he add a goal to that? He'll have to kick from about 51 metres. Let's Fly looks pretty good. Hasn't quite got the carry, and it's helped on its way through for a rush behind. 21-13, 139. Plays 8-9-57, 30 and a half minutes into the last quarter.
Allison. No rush. We're beyond 30 minutes now into the final term. He'll go towards the outer side. Ball just sailed over the head there of Hayes. Demons win it back. A little kick forward for Dunstan. Kick and a half from home. Luke Dunstan coming up for disposal number 25. He kicks it toward the hot spot. Couple of zebras going up, and the relieving mark taken by Mitch Owens. That was actually a pretty good mark in the end. In the back pocket. Short chipping ball to Seaton. Windhager. Now longer toward the outer wing, and that's a nice mark to end it for Liam Hayes. But it was all Casey today. A dominant 82-point win in the end.
Want to turbocharge your footy tipping? Get around